Hey guys, thanks for joining me tonight. My name is Cameron Holiday. I'll be walking you through how to use Excel to create pivot tables and slicers to help format and filter data more easily so it's more easily viewed. To start off, this is my image, my picture. This is me. I've used GIMP to modify this photo to add my name to it and to crop the document. And to go and get started here, this document is one that I found online that is basically just has data in it for use to test and to use to create pivot tables. To create the pivot table, what we're going to do is we're going to select any of these in here. We're going to hit Control A to select all the data. We're going to go to Insert and hit Pivot Chart. This wants to select the table of the range, and then it wants to create a new worksheet, or does want to use existing. We're just going to go and use the defaults. We hit OK. Just going to open this up. I'm going to go and move this over. And over here on the pivot chart fields, we've got our different options. So we're going to choose order ID, product. We're going to go and skip category, do amount, date, and country. So with these, once we have all of our options chosen, now we need to go through and format this to be more easily readable and look better. So we're going to move product over to the column section, and the order ID over to the row section. So that's going to leave us with our rows and our columns. Now, one thing, if you notice, you've got the rows here. You have 3 different rows that all 3 of the rows have a total in each. So we obviously only want one row. So we're going to go and update the field settings for all of these. So we click on the arrow, go to field settings. We're going to go none. The layout and print, we're going to do show item labels in tabular form. We're going to do this for all 3 of these. So there's 2 and the third. So we do that for all 3 of them. So now it's much more easy to read. We've got one row that has the amount, as the order number, the date, the country it was sent to, and the amount. Now, one thing with these is you've got these should all be in currency format. But one thing I've noticed that when you do that, when you put it into currency format, if you filter something, it removes the currency format. And even if you put it back, it's still gone. So we can leave the currency format off of it, and then when we go to run a report or something like that, we can add the currency format back into it, so it can that currency will be in the report. So now at this point, our formatting is basically done. So we've got our pivot table here. We do have the option of going through and formatting, so we can choose a specific order number if we want, or we can come in here. We can choose. We want to see where bananas and broccoli were sent. And it'll tell us where bananas and broccoli, where those were sent, and the amounts on each one. So we're going to leave it as all. So that's a pivot table. That's how you create a pivot table, and the filtering with those works really well. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and create a slicer. So with this, you just select in here anywhere, and you hit Control A again. Go to Insert and do Slicer. The order ID is basically sequential, so you just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. So we're not going to do that one. But we want to do product, and we want to do country. We could add category in there as well if we wanted. In this specific one, there's only 2 categories. You've got fruit and vegetables. So if you want to sort it by category, you can. We'll go and throw it in there just so we can see it. And then amount and date, we'll leave those 2 out. So we'll just use these 3. So once we've got our 3 slicers set up, so now we can go through, so we want to just see fruits, so we'll click on fruits. Or we want to see just vegetables, we'll click on vegetables. And then as you can see here, the good example is of where we're clicked on vegetables right now, all the fruits are grayed out, so we can't select those. Oh, we can, but it's just not gonna, it'll basically just delete everything because it's not a fruit. I mean, it's not a vegetable, so it's not gonna have anything here. So we're gonna go, for now, we're gonna go ahead and do fruits and vegetables. So we'll do everything. And then we're gonna come in here and we're gonna have everything available. And so let's say we want to see what was sent to Australia. So we can click Australia and it'll tell us everything that was sent to Australia. And we want to see just the broccoli that was sent to Australia. So we can see here Australia. Now, one thing with these is that if you choose one like with the United Kingdom, with carrots, there are carrots sent to Australia, France, Germany, United Kingdom, and United States, but Canada and New Zealand didn't get any carrots, so they're grayed out because they're not going to have any data for it. It's just going to be blank. So if you want to choose multiple countries, you just hold down Control, click on the one you want to choose. When you let it go, it's going to add that in there. So we want to add in banana and apples to those. So now the report shows just United Kingdom and France, and all their bananas, apples, and carrots. So again, we're going to go and select everything here and get these back up. So now you've got your pivot table here that you can do some filtering through here, or you can come over here and you can start up a slicer, and you can do filtering this way. Both these tools work really well, and they both work very well together. You've got your slicer that'll allow you to just see at a glance what's currently being filtered, what you have removed from the filter, what options you have there, and you can quickly select. On which one you want to do rather than having to go into the checkbox. I'm going to go into the drop down and then come in here and you have to check all the boxes. You can just come in and just click, click, click and be able to select the ones you have there. So that's my video on how to create the pivot tables and slicers for inside of Excel. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new. And thanks for watching and have a great night.